After 6 consecutive Big 12 championships, Oklahoma dethroned in 2021. Will Brent Venables bring the Sooners back? Welcome to the voice of college football, OU Boomer Sooner. Join us live every Wednesday at 12:30 Eastern, 11:30 where it counts for Oklahoma football talk. Bring those comments and questions. We will do it up for 1 hour live every Wednesday. Let's look at the Sooner schedule for 2022. Not too difficult, and of course they play everyone in the Big 12. Will it be the last go-around in the Big 12? It starts with UTEP on September 3rd. The Miners coming off for them an excellent 7-6 campaign. They went to a bowl game, lost to Fresno State in respectable fashion. The last time Oklahoma and UTEP got together, 2017, Sooners won it big, 56-7. 1 week later, it's Kent State and head coach Sean Lewis. What a job he has done in getting the Golden Flashes to the MAC championship game a couple times. No Dustin Crum, though, as one of the better group of 5 quarterbacks in recent years. First meeting between Kent State and OU on September 10th. Then we start what could be argued as the toughest stretch for the Sooners for the next 4 weeks at Nebraska. The Huskers, famously the most just the best 3-9 football team since when? Seems like forever. Nebraska losing to 4 top 10 teams by 1 score, including Oklahoma 23-16 in Norman. This time the Sooners have to make the trip to Lincoln. And in taking on the top-rated Big Ten transfer portal team. And also that includes, of course, quarterback and former Texas quarterback Casey Thompson. Nebraska hosting Oklahoma, one of the great rivalries in college football, 1990s and before. On to September 24th in a tricky game against Kansas State in Norman, where the Sooners have lost to the Wildcats in recent years. Kansas State coming off a bowl win over LSU to conclude an 8-5 season for Chris Kleiman. On to October 1st, a game at TCU and new head coach Sonny Dykes. For the first time since 1998, Gary Patterson will not be on the sideline for TCU. The Horned Frogs coming off a disappointing 5-7 season. Oklahoma's won this game 8 consecutive times, and they are 11-2 against TCU going back the final 13 meetings. At TCU on October 1st, and then the tough stretch concludes with Texas at the Cotton Bowl, of course, in the Red River rivalry, of course, in the tremendous comeback by Caleb Williams and company from 28-7 down to upend Texas, but neither quarterback will be back for this one. It's going to be either Hudson Card or Quinn Ewers for the Longhorns against Dylan Gabriel. Then on October 15th, we've got Oklahoma taking on Kansas. Maybe we should add this to the difficult stretch because, of course, Kansas was only down to OU at home, 28-23 with minutes left. Caleb Williams made the heads-up play to keep the football. Oklahoma scored and put it away against Kansas, and the Jayhawks under Lance Leopold playing much better football down the stretch in 2021. After a bye week, it could be argued that this, in fact, is the most difficult stretch for Oklahoma football in 2022. At Iowa State, losing probably the most production and the most meaningful production, not just in the Big 12, but one of the more depleted teams in college football. The Cyclones coming off a disappointing 7-6 finish. This game on a Thursday night. And on October 27th. All right. Then it's November 5th in Baylor, the Big 12 champions under Dave Aranda. And, of course, Oklahoma lost this game 27-14 against the Bears. On November 12th, the Sooners travel to West Virginia. The Mountaineers coming off a 6-7 season under Neil Brown, but barely beat the Mountaineers at home 16-13. JT Daniels, of course, will be the West Virginia quarterback, barring injury. You would think at this point of the season for the Mountaineers, West Virginia on the road to take on Oklahoma. Then it's a date against Oklahoma State. Mike Gundy's crew came within inches of winning the Big 12 championship and typically determined to be the best team in the Big 12 for much of 2021, coming off a 12-2 season and victory over Notre Dame in the Fiesta Bowl, and a rare win at Bedlam. Spencer Sanders is back for his 17th season, something like that for Oklahoma State on November 19th. And then finally, Oklahoma concludes the season at Texas Tech and new head coach Joey McGuire of Baylor. 4 games on the road, 4 at home, of course, in the Big 12 with a 1 neutral site game at the Cotton Bowl. That's Oklahoma football. Not a difficult schedule necessarily, but a tricky trip, of course, to Lincoln. Kansas State has been a recent nemesis. How good will Texas be? It's always a good game, typically a 1-score game, but Oklahoma always finds a way. Will the Sooners win the Big 12? Of course, we will have our prediction here over the summer. Your thoughts down below about Oklahoma's schedule in 2022 right here at the Voice of College Football. And don't forget, Wednesday at 12:30 Eastern, 11:30 Central, OU Live.